Right, welcome back once more, and we're back at the point of the nearly finished mixer tap. We're going to add a few materials, add some lights, just so you can see the kind of effect of the surfaces a bit more, and it's not just sitting in blackness. I'm just going to insert a floor. So we've got a number of objects here that we can use to help us with that. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to insert a floor object. I'm going to click that and it just adds a plain floor. Okay. Yeah. And if you render that, it's kind of an infinite floor. It just goes on forever. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to add a lighting setup. And I'm going to use one of the ones that are built in. So if you go Window, Content Browser, it brings up this, right? And I'm just going to go into Prime, double click, Presets, double click, Light Setups, double click, Light Environments, double click, and I'm going to pick a 3-point light stage. So right, if I double click that, it inserts 3-point lights, and you'll see immediately it's changed the scenes a bit more dramatic. It's got some lights with a bit of kind of ambient effect added to it, and if you give that a quick render, you see you get quite a harsh shadow on that. What I'm going to do is take the tap so far, I'm going to highlight the elements that are within it, and I'm going to group those objects, and it puts it inside another object called a null object. Okay, and I'm going to rename that tap. So now the whole of the tap object is here. I could click that and that'll allow me to move the whole thing at once or scale it or do whatever. And scaling is what I'm going to do because I want the object to sit within this pool of light a bit more effectively. So I'll go back to scale, just click and drag in space to bring the object down a bit. Okay, and then when you render that, yeah, then the shadow, although the shadow's quite fierce on that, to be honest. Yeah, we could probably go into that light and setup and pick one of the lights and lower the shadow on it. So we find the one that's got the shadow on. That's got shadow on it. I'm going to lower the density of that shadow. I'm going to make it 50% because that should, yeah. So you get kind of a less harsh shadow there. It might not be heavy enough, but that'll do for now. Okay, so we've got a lighting setup, and then I'm just going to add a material to it, a couple of materials. So we go back to Window, Content Browser. We could make some materials ourselves, but if we're in Prime, just go to Materials, and I'm going to pick a metal. And the metal I'm going to pick, for this one, I'm going to pick brush metal. I'm going to take this one, and I simply pick it up and drop it onto the object, and pick it and drop it onto the other bit. And then if you give a quick render, you'll see you get a metallic object. Okay, looks quite dark though. I might make a white material, double click that, bring up the brightness of that, and drop it onto the floor. And then we'll be able to see a bit of reflection from the floor. It makes it look a bit more like chromy steel, I think. Yeah, that's not bad. That'll do. Okay. So then you've got that material. That seems fine. The tap, probably not lit as best as it could be, but it'll do for now. So then the final thing that you need to do is to render it out. Right, as I was saying, you'll need to render it out. So to render it, we need to know about render settings. And if we go here, yeah, you've got this little cog in front of a little clapperboard. Those are the render settings in Cinema 4D. So if you click on that, it brings up this window. So you've got a number of things here. You've got output and save, which are the ones we'll be looking at the moment. We won't worry about the size of this file, but you've got loads of different presets that you could use. We'll just leave it on the one that's got for now, because that'll be fine for these purposes. And leave the aspect ratio, because this is just for, like, you know, a little bit of a test spin, just to see what the object looks like when it goes round and round. But the thing that we need to do is to set the frame range. Now I'm going to do from 0 to 50 frames, and you'll see 0 to 50 frames because I've already set my project settings so that it works at 25 frames a second, and it's got a frame rate of 25. So in my project settings, I'd already set that, but if yours has got a different number here, it probably won't work out when it comes to rendering. So we need a frame rate there. So I have changed the frame rate to 25, and you see that's changed now. If I go to project settings and ensure my project settings, which are over there, are 25 frames a second, enter that, and then we come back here, we put our 50 frames back in, and then we get it come back to 51 on a frame rate of 25. So the reason why we need 25 is UK video is 25 frames a second. American is nearer to 30, but not exactly. And if you're making little bits of animation to go in a film, that needs to be 24 frames. So we need a save place. So you need somewhere to have it saved to. Click that there. And I'm going to just save it into the movies. Yeah, I'm going to call it tap spin. Alright. And I'm going to set the type to QuickTime movie. Alright, so we've got an output, location, we've got a type, we've got a render setting. So I can close that now. And then I'm going to take my object, which is the tap, and I'm just going to make it spin around once. So this is your little timeline. Set it to 0 and click key there. Right, so that will put a keyframe in for you. Then I'm going to rotate this 360 degrees. So I've got the tap selected. I'm going to use the rotate. Yeah, you'll see it's making this one move. I'm going to set that to 360, and it doesn't look as if it's moved much, but it's actually spun all the way around 360. And I'm going to apply that, and then I'm going to key it. So, oh no, I've not moved. So let's just put that back, put it back to 0, apply that, key it. My mistake, and then you come to 50, and at 50 make that 360, apply that, and then key it. And if you pull it, you'll see the object moves around, spins once. So with that done, just line it up the way you want it to look. Watch it. It got a bit of clip in there. It clips as it goes around. Move the object. so you don't get any clipping. No clipping on that side, no clipping on that side. Could be afford to move it a bit further in, further out a bit more. See if it clips when it goes around that way. No, no clipping at all. So then, here, click that, render. Sorry, push that one. There we go, that should have set it off now. So we just rendered one frame to see what it looked like, and now we're going to render the animation, and you see, as it renders each frame, it places them here. So you can actually see those frames frame by frame independently. Okay, and I'm going to put this on pause because it's going to take a while. Right, so here's the end bit now. As you can see, it's rendered all these frames out, and if I play them back, you'll see it's spinning in the preview. Okay, and if you go to your movies folder, there should be one called tap spin movie. I double click that. Oh, it says tape spin. Should say tap spin. So tap spin movie. I'll change that. Just converting, and you'll see you've got a little file there. Could have done with the background not being so dark because it's getting a bit lost, isn't it, there? But that's just to show you how to do it. And then, of course, you go and create a blog, explain what you've done using all the keywords, and upload your video to YouTube. Thank you very much.